Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Sunday and welcome to candle review number 2 today. This morning you will have seen a review of the Harvest Gathering candle, and I will update you. After doing that review, I actually reviewed that candle, it was like a week ago. I tend to pre-record candle reviews because I only put them up typically on Sundays. So sometimes I will do them very early in the week and then either continue to burn or put things in the candle crock depending on how the burn is going. If you don't know what a candle crock is, I will link my Candle Crock 101 video in the description box down below. And I will link a nice neutral candle crock option as well in the description box because here's the thing. My experience with Bath & Body Works candles these days is that I can usually, with the vast majority, get to the halfway point without many issues at all. But it's after the halfway point, and this is actually the reason that I don't have this one lit, and this is what happened to my Harvest Gathering as well. After the halfway point, there's usually something that goes wrong. It is either that the candle kind of turns into this kind of kerosene type smell, the wicks die, or I just lose the strength and the throw, which is something that never used to be an issue in the past with Bath & Body Works candles. And when I'm talking in the past, I'm talking 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, and I think even 15 was a pretty decent year. But I noticed right around 2016, 17 that I was having a lot more issues with my Bath & Body Works candles. I don't know what they changed, whether it was a change in the wax formulation. I do know that they boast about using many different types of wicks. The wicks depend on the fragrance oils that you're using. They depend on the wax formulation that you have. There's a whole host of things to take into account when creating a candle, right? It's not just pouring some wax in a jar and then sticking in a wick of whatever type. There is some science that goes into it. I don't make candles myself, so I don't know what that science is, but I think Bath & Body Works is struggling with their science. Because my Harvest Gathering, getting back to that one for your update, that one had to go into the candle crock. Now, once I put it in the crock, it was fantastic. I had it in my kitchen and it lived a nice long life there. And yeah, it's now in my empties. It's a great scent. I love the scent. But the burn just got to where I couldn't even really smell the candle anymore because it had those thick, super thick, almost like tree stump style wicks that are fantastic for the first few burns, and then they get smaller and smaller without me trimming them because I don't really have to trim those particular wicks. They just get smaller and smaller on their own until you get to a point where you barely have a wax pool and the candle just is kind of a dud at that point. That's when the candle crock comes in super handily, I guess, because you can just stick what's left of the candle in there and get the fragrance out of it that way. It's fantastic. Anyway, you guys, let's talk about this toasted vanilla chai. I gotta tell you, when I smelled this on Cold Sniff, I loved it. I did order it online, so I kind of took a little bit of a chance on it. But after reading the description, I was kind of intrigued. And on Cold Sniff, I really liked it. I gotta tell you though, when it was burning, I didn't love it as much. But let's get into the description and then let me tell you all the flaws. I feel terrible because I feel like so many of my Bath & Body Works reviews just aren't that great anymore, and it bums me out because they're still the most convenient candles for me to get. You guys know I love my Homeworks. They are absolutely amazing. But I have to order those from QVC for the most part. My local Ulta store doesn't even really carry them in stock. So I have to order those all the time. Bath & Body Works, I can just literally go down to my local mall and they have all the candles there all the time. And so super convenient, right? Anyway, let's get back to this scent description here. I can take a million detours, but you guys already know that. Okay, so the fragrance notes read herbal chai, toasted vanilla bean, and marshmallow. Pretty simple description, right? I do love me some chai in the fall. I really like a more sweet chai. And I was pleasantly surprised to find that the herbal chai note that they had in here really is just more of like a sweet chai. I really like, is it the Dragonfly brand? The bottle is like purple and like a yellowy, well, it comes in like a, you know, those Tetra packs. You can get, I mean, I think you can get them at any grocery store. I think it's Dragonfly is the name, but I like that particular brand of chai tea, and they have a really delicious sweet chai. And that's really the chai note that I got from this, is that same sweet chai note that I get in that Dragonfly store-bought chai tea mix that you can get. I was a little hesitant reading herbal, but it's not herbal, you guys. I don't smell herbal. By the way, this is not lit because we're going to be talking about these wicks here in a second, and I really wanted them to be evident for you guys. Yeah, this is just it's a sweet chai. In terms of vanilla, there is definitely vanilla in here, and in terms of marshmallow, there's definitely some marshmallow in here. This smells like the base for the vanilla pumpkin marshmallow mixed with a little bit of those like chai spice notes. It's nice. On cold sniff, this is amazing. But you guys, I didn't like it as much burning. There is something about the marshmallow note that Bath & Body Works uses that sometimes gets a little too cloying for my nose. And I kind of had the same experience with the cinnamon sugar marshmallow from Homeworks, where it just got too sweet for me, and I didn't really like it as much anymore. I know, says the girl who loves all things gourmand, right? It got too sickeningly or cloyingly sweet for me, and I just could not do it anymore. This candle here will be going to the candle crock that is in my master bedroom, because my experience is that when I put this in the candle crock and there is no flame that is like melting the wax, it mellows out that marshmallow note to the point where it is much more palatable to me again. It's not as sweet, which is weird, but it's a thing. So, I personally am not going to be buying any more of this toasted vanilla chai because I think that I would just automatically want to put it in the candle crock anyway. But I will enjoy this in my bedroom once I move it up there, after I'm done with this video, because I don't think I'm going to light this one up again. It's too sweet for me, you guys, when it's lit. And I was kind of expecting that. Once I saw the marshmallow note, I was like, oh, this is either going to be really good or not. Unfortunately, it fell into the not category for me. But I will tell you, in terms of strength and throw, this was a good, solid performer. The strength was about a 7. She was pretty strong. The throw was just a little weaker, which is weird with a decently strong candle, especially since I had it in my fragrance vortex here. It definitely filled this area, but it didn't travel as far as I expected it to. So I'm going to put the throw at a little bit more of like a 5. It's more of like a big room filling candle, but it doesn't really want to travel outside of that room. So all that being said, what are my final thoughts on this? I think if you like the chai note, I think this is worth a try. It's not terribly spicy, but it does have some of those chai spices in there for sure. This is really more of a vanilla marshmallow with a hint of the chai spices more than anything else to my nose. It did get pretty sweet for my liking, so I think if you are someone who does struggle with sweet scents, you might want to maybe think twice about this one. But you know, I guess if there's a decent sale and you have a coupon, it's worth taking a risk on. I don't know. I have not returned any burned candles to Bath and Body Works in a really long time. Are they even taking those back anymore? I don't know. I just automatically put things in the candle crock because I can usually get them to perform pretty decently for me once I stick them in there, and I feel like I get my money's worth. I never pay full price for a Bath and Body Works candle, and I don't think any human being ever should. If you're paying full price, stop. First off, there are frequent sales where the candles go down to either $12.95 or $15.50. It just kind of depends on the sale that they're having. But they also usually send out coupons if you are signed up for their mailing list. So when you go in store and they check you out and they ask you, hey, can we confirm your phone number? Always confirm that with them, because I do think that they send out the coupons based on how frequently you shop, either in store or online. So as annoying as it is to constantly be giving them your phone number, I think that's how you now get those 20% off coupons. And that's really the only coupon that I am seeing these days. It's been a very long time since I've had a 10 off of 30. It's been, yeah. And usually when they do a 10 off, it's 10 off of 40 these days. So I don't know. I don't mind the 20% off. That's pretty decent. And usually when I go to pick up candles, it's more advantageous for me to have a 20% off versus like 10 off of 40 or something like that. So, but please don't ever pay full price for these. You don't have to, is the moral of that story. All right, you guys, I feel like I have kind of said enough about this toasted vanilla chai. It's just not to my liking. And I really am finding these, let me just show you these wicks again here. These are kind of the stumpy wicks that I'm talking about. And you can see there's also a little bit of soot that's starting to build up here, which is a big no-no for me. But these wicks right here, and these are not even like the thickest, but they don't provide enough heat to really melt this wax properly after the halfway point. And for me, they're just not great. So anyway, sorry to be kind of a Debbie Downer on this one, but it just, I don't know. I expected more, clearly. All right, you guys, that is it for this one. Let me know your thoughts on toasted vanilla chai down below. What is your experience? If you have other candles from this collection, are you finding the same wick issue? Or do they have different wicks? Obviously, I said I ordered this one online, so I haven't taken a look at these in store to see if they all have the same wicks, but I do think that the Harvest Gathering and this one shared the same wicks, so I don't know. Anyway, thanks so much for taking the time to watch, and please subscribe if you are new. Give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.